Are you all just trying to keep me talking so I won't get dressed? Every time I keep trying to get dressed and get my day started, I get asked a question and I feel the need to record the answer. But they are good learning videos if you're into the paranormal and stuff, and it can help you explain a lot of your activity. So we were talking about pareidolia in the instinct intuition video. So I've explained that pareidolia is the brain's way of recognising facial patterns dating back to when we were sempre prey, having to look out for predators hiding in amongst camouflage materials. So then there is also something, because you know a lot of people think that it's spirits and loved ones and past life versions of yourself trying to come through in the patterns of curtains and duvets and materials and objects and things like that. It's just the way that our brain is designed to look for faces and things, hiding in things, because we had to watch out for predators when we were sempre prey. Another misconception with the paranormal is when you hear ghosts. So when you hear footsteps, when you hear laughing, when you hear TVs playing in the middle of the night and things like that, or crying, your name, well, not necessarily your name being called, because that could be a time slip thing, or you know you've manifested a telepathic, like telepathic resonance. But when you hear footsteps and doors closing and TVs going and people laughing and people crying and things like that get mistaken for hauntings and ghosts, is actually something called Archaeoacoustics, or most commonly referred to as stone tape theory. And what that is that anything that is organic absorbs energy. And we live in houses that are made from brick and stone. You know, you see a lot of this stuff happening in castles and old taverns and prisons and things like that, but it's because it's all made of organic materials like, you know, granite and rock and brick, and scientists have picked up. There's an incredible video, I'll try and find it and put a link in the description box below. They put a needle on a record, or a needle from a record player, or was it a laser kind of a needle from a record player on a clay pot dating back to the Roman times, where you can actually hear the potter singing as he's making the pot, and the pot absorbed the vibration of his voice and absorbed it into the clay as he was making the clay pot, and you can actually hear him singing while he's making the pot. And this pot, you know, is from like the days of the Roman Empire. They've also been able to play music on trees, like they cut the trees open, you know, the rings on a tree. They've been able to play that like a record, and it's the rings on the tree has played like a record, where it's been able to pick up basically the sounds of time as the tree has grown. So it's incredible, but the scientific term is called Archaeoacoustics, but the paranormal investigatory term is called stone tape theory. But it's anything that is organic, absorbs energy, and then when the frequencies are right, it will play it back. So when you're hearing a door close, when you're hearing someone laughing or crying, it is because the frequency has been right, that the needle in the atmosphere has been put on the frequency, and it's playing back something that was recorded in time, like a record player. The visual version of that is like for ghosts, like if you see a woman sitting in a window every Friday, or like she's seen always sitting at this window, that is stone tape theory as well, but it's visual, where the house, the organic materials have captured a moment in time, because she's either been like the emotion that she was under at the time, maybe like sadness, longing, heartache, joy, any sort of high emotion, it gets captured in the organic materials around it, and then when the frequency is right, it plays it back like a video recorder. So, you know, like the Grey Lady is a prime example of stone tape theory. So, and then you have time bends and time slips, which I've already explained are, you know, actual interactions with living people at different points in time, depending on frequency. So, I just, yeah, so I was asked to explain, and that's how I'm explaining it. So, things that go bump in the night are often just because your house is playing back something it recorded in the past or the future. So, yeah, just thought I'd explain.